Together we are but first coffee. Susie's just our host, but what matters most is we are a team. Together we are all safe here, and so are you. Among friends and mods we are safe. We talk about trauma, break down drama of life, death, happy or sad, even mad. We discuss it all here. Together we will thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Together we fight cults or fight addictions, if not with experience, with love, and we don't judge. Please understand, this is a safe place to land. Please understand, you're not alone. This is a safe place to land. Together we thrive, not just survive. We will dry each other's tears, celebrate big or small wins, and chase away the fears. Because we are but first coffee, and Susie welcomes us all here. Together we are but first coffee, and Susie.
Hey everybody, welcome. I was talking on with the chat and I thought that Jan said it's Friday and I'm like, it's Thursday, Jan, but actually she said tomorrow's Friday. So, yeah, apparently I still don't see very good today. So, how's everybody doing? I hope people come in and join in the chat. If you're lurking out there, please join in the chat. If you are on the replay crew watching this, please make comments in those comment sections. I love to get those comments, and I do answer just about every one of them, or at least, I mean, even if it's just like, it doesn't require an answer or whatever, I sometimes do anyway, or at least acknowledge you. So, anyway, um, glad to have everybody here. It looks like a few more are coming in as I'm flapping my jaws a little bit. Good to see you. Absolutely. Marilee's here. Jersey's here. Yeah, I thought I saw somebody else. That's what I get for moving the deal. Yeah, Marilee, Jersey. I know I saw somebody else, but I don't see them. Maybe I was dreaming. It's probably myself I saw. But there's more than that. There's quite a few people lurking. So this is going to be another one of those videos. It is Vlogmas 18, y'all. So it's going to be another one of those lives where I really, really want you to join in. I'll tell some of the answers that I think to some of these questions that we're going to pose, but I mean, I know my story. I want to hear your story. I'm always flapping my jaws telling y'all my story. So I really, really, really want to, I want to hear yours. Jersey says, tired today, had to work in the office and still didn't get done what I needed to do. Today is Mark's last day at work for the year. Yeah, he's off until January 5th. And so I'm all excited and he's supposed to be getting home, pretty soon actually. And anyway, so he called me and he said, "Yeah, they're trying to get me to stay late tomorrow." And I said, "No." And or stay late today. And I said, "No." And he said, "Well, that's what I told him. I told him, if you want me to stay late, you got to okay it with Susie." They don't want to do that cuz they're scared of me, I think. And then so they wanted him to come in tomorrow and he's like, "No, Susie said we've got plans. I mean, it's Christmas time. We got plans." And so they didn't like it, but they were okay with that too. Oh goodness. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. That was hit suddenly. I'm not sleepy. But anyway, so yeah, he'll be home for in a few minutes and then or an hour or so, and then our Christmas basically starts because as soon as he's off for the year, we're all excited. We are talking about taking a small trip after Christmas, like the 27th to the 2nd, and going to Branson, Missouri, and just looking around there. Boy, a bunch of people scrolled in and looked, and then a bunch of people left. They don't like to hear me yap. That's the only thing with that with streaming both ways is we get a lot of people that scroll in, but then they leave. But guess what? If they're there for just a little bit, it counts. So, but anyway, I'm always glad to see the ones that are here and the ones that come ready to chat or to listen. And I like that. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. Man, this month is just moving along so fast. I really cannot believe that it is a week till Christmas. I keep looking at the calendar like it's gonna change, I'm like, "Oh my god." I am finally finished with Christmas shopping. I'm hoping that everything is or the majority of it will be in this weekend. I can get it wrapped, and then there's a few things that are coming in, like, Tuesday, and I think one item that's coming in on Wednesday. So, anyway, I've got all that done. I'm just now if everything will just get there. It's breaking my heart because I think that my mods in Canada, I think y'all's gifts are gonna be late, and I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried. I'm just I don't know, I just put things off, and then it's like, "Oh my gosh." So, anyway, so today we are gonna get real, y'all. We're gonna talk about how and why Christmas doesn't have the same feeling to us a lot of times as adults as it did when we were children. And so this is gonna be a no shame live. If you wanna talk about any part of that, any part of what makes it not feel the same or what makes it feel better or what makes it feel worse or whatever, then, this is a no shame area. We're not gonna be doing any of that. And I just wanna hear your stories. I really do. And I'm gonna kind of answer along just to kind of hopefully keep things moving and give you all time to like think and type in something that you want to share too. So, yeah, I want to talk about how does it feel a little different when we're grown, right? And we're tired, we're paying bills, we've got work. Sometimes there's family dynamics that, kind of get in the way of it being quite so fun, but there's also good sides of it, and I wanna hear the good sides of it too, good and bad, we don't care, whatever you got, toss it out there. So, I wanna do a real deep dive into this and kinda discuss, I mean, do we still look forward to Christmas, or is it one of those things that we like the lights and the decorations and all that, but we're glad when it's over? I want us to just be honest. Hey, Eric, I see you came in. Good to see you. And John, saw you come in too. And yeah. So let's just talk, y'all. So I know that as a child myself, I was always so excited about everything Christmas. I'm not sure what my screen is doing. I mean, I liked everything. I liked the not just the gifts, I liked I couldn't wait till put up the tree, I couldn't wait till it was time to do anything, and John, if you're back there and you wanna come out on the screen, you are always welcome, so if you want to, join right on in. But, I mean, of course, back then, there was 0 stress for me, right? The biggest stress was trying to get to sleep on Christmas Eve so that Santa could come, which was pretty damn stressful, y'all, I'm not even kidding. I mean, and I was, like, the oldest, so I had to make sure that those 2 little my brother and my sister were asleep too, because if they didn't go to sleep, then I was gonna miss out on Santa too. So, yeah. Alec Marty Nowitz, I think. Hey, good to see you too. Hope you stick around and come back and see us. We are doing a Vlogmas, which is just some sort of a Christmas themed live every day in December leading up to Christmas, and then after that, we will be getting back to our regularly scheduled programming, but we do a few of our regular shows too, and we're gonna be doing that. That's another thing I wanna throw in real quick. We do have another live. I'm gonna be watching the clock on this one because 'cause I've got another one at 7 Central that is a conversation with a medium, and y'all know, I mean, I'm a Christian, but I like my woo-hooey stuff too, so I'm always into that. Oh, one of the gifts that you ordered just arrived on time. Cool. Cool. Absolutely. So, yeah, I got a gift today, but it doesn't have a name on who sent it. So I'm gonna, like, try to figure out who sent it. So anyway, well, you'll keep me on track. Okay. But anyway, I want to ask you all, did you really look forward to Christmas when you were a kid, and do you now? And if that has changed, I'm really interested in that. I really am. Now, Marilee, I'm telling you, this is the person that needs her own show. Not because she like butts in. No, she's very like doesn't butt in at all. She has 1,000 stories and I want the details on every one of them. So I'm like, man, if she did 1,000 lives just on her experiences, I would be there for everyone. I would. She says, I didn't like Christmas as a kid and worked hard to make it fun for our kids. It changed my entire perspective. Now I love Christmas almost as much as Halloween. Aw, that is cool. I too really love Halloween. My oldest daughter especially loves Halloween. The youngest one likes it, but she's not quite the, crazy person about it that Megan and I are. But yeah, I really do. We really like it. It's and I love Christmas too, but I will say that it has gotten much more, um, stressful, right, than what it used to be. So so Jersey Jan says, "What's the gift you received with no name?" It is a coffee mug. So and I love it, by the way. So, anyway, yeah, I love it. It is a um, Windsor, Canada coffee mug. And I opened it because I also ordered a coffee mug that I'm going to give to somebody. And so I opened it thinking that it was that. And it was, you know, it had a gift tag. And so I was just like, oh, wow, I got a little early Christmas present. So I'm all excited. I already sat it in there I'm going to wash it whenever I do the dishes tonight or when Mark does the dishes tonight. And yeah, so oh, well, thank you, Indigo. Thank you. That's very sweet. I This is one of those days when don't feel I don't feel cute today. But thank you. That is very sweet. So, let's see here. Indigo says I loved Christmas as a kid, more to spend time with my family and less for the things. Um I celebrated Yule and solstice and learn to love and appreciate winter as a season. Absolutely. I am really learning to appreciate it. I really am. More and more. So, Eric says, oh, okay. Okay. Eric says, I looked forward to Christmas when I was a kid, but as an adult, not as exciting as it was back then. I get that. I get that. We kind of lose that magic, I think, as we get older. So, yeah. So it was from B? Okay. I think I saw that. Click it. Thank you. I love it. I will have to message her later. So, let's see here. Down a little farther. My sister's kids are loving the holidays, but we do a lot of events and make memories. That's what I love about Christmas. And even as a kid, I wanted the things, not the stuff. I wanted to do the things. I wanted to go and look at Christmas lights. I wanted to, you know, go to, like, some kind of a Christmas, like, fair, where they had, like, crafts and all that kinda thing. I loved all that. I couldn't wait for the family to get together. The gifts, I'm sure I was excited about them, but my family, I mean, we had gifts, and it was stuff that we wanted and loved and cherished, but they never really made it about the gifts. It was always, always about special times with the family, and my family always, like, reminded us, because I mean, I grew up in a Christian home, and they reminded us that Jesus was the reason for the season and all that, so we not only did we absolutely love Santa, and I could not wait to go see I still like to see Santa. Like, I don't sit on his lap now unless it's my dad, but I did. Speaking of which, the Santa that's on the thumbnail for this, I painted that, y'all. I was all excited. I painted that, and it was the Christmas card that I sent out, I think, year before last. I painted it, and I was going through chemo, and so I just made, cards out of that one, just had them printed and made that to my Christmas card, so, yeah. But I thought it was pretty good, and it looks a lot like my dad, which was not intentional, so but anyway, but yeah, I get it. I get liking the things that you do, not the things that you get. I really do. That's how I feel too. Yeah, that was from B. Well, I really, really appreciate it. Eric says my family gave me a lot of gifts as a kid, and now as an adult, it's less I can't talk. It's less gifts. My parents are now on a budget. I get that. Hey, Darcy's good to see you. Absolutely. Feels like I haven't seen you for a few days, but I don't know. Totally. Jersey said, if I had kids or grandkids, I think I would be excited still. I'm not excited anymore, but I still enjoy parts of it very much. Yeah, I get that. I really do. And I wonder too, as a, as being Jewish, and do you look forward to, Hanukkah as much as you did maybe as a kid, or do you look forward to it more now than you did as a kid? Because I just kind of like that whole dynamic of I know some people that actually like Christmas way more now than they did as children, and I know people the opposite, that they loved it more as children than they do now. So I just thought that that would be kind of an interesting thing to find out. Yeah, Marilee says, I don't care if I get gifts, spending time with my kids and grandkids means everything. Yeah, I am much more I mean, I like getting gifts. It's not that I don't like getting gifts. I do. I like it. But my love language is to give. So I get, I think, more joy out of giving a gift to somebody than they do receiving it, if that makes any sense. Now, I get a lot of joy when I receive one, but I'm never like, I'm not ever expecting it. Like, even when people send me stuff just randomly, some of the viewers will send me stuff, and I'm just like blown away. It just, I mean, it makes me happy, but I'm just shocked. And like Mark, he's not great at gift giving. He's good at telling one of the girls to go get me something, and even telling them what, but he's not real good at going and getting it. But so I have a a Amazon wish list, and I always put stuff over on my Amazon wish list that I want, because that way, if he wants to know what I want, he can go look at that list and he can tell the girls to get it. Because if he buys it on there, then I'm gonna see that he bought it. But if he gets one of them to get it, then I won't. But yeah, because I had some people before, because some of my viewers would look at my Amazon wish list and they'd be like, "Wow, you got a lot of stuff on there." And I'm like, "Yeah, for Mark to buy." And that's for, Valentine's Day, birthdays, Christmas, anniversaries. And he never clicks, some of that stuff I have to go on there every once in a while and get rid of it because he's already bought it, you know. He's not buying it on there, so it's not taking it off, so if anybody I'm not saying to go buy me anything, that's not what I mean, but if anybody does look at my wish list and you think, "Damn, I'm not buying her a $100 nose ring," that's not for anybody but Mark. It's just that's where it's at, and I just put it on one. Oh. Darcy says, "No family now, no Christmas." Aw, sorry. I mean, I guess unless, maybe you didn't like it. But but speaking of that, if any of you are going to be alone or just want to join, I will be going live on the Village on Christmas night at 7 Central. So you'll have to come hang out. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about yet. I'm trying to, like, figure that out, and I've been talking to my daughter about it. So, if anybody has any great ideas, please send them to me, things that you'd like to talk about. It doesn't have to be about Christmas, we can just talk about whatever. I mean, or nothing. I mean, it might be that we just get on there and just talk about nothing, right? So, yeah, but especially if you're alone, come on by, but even if you're just done for the evening, right? They're gonna is it 48 hours that they're doing that? John, is it a 48-hour live? I think it's 48. It might be 24. I can't remember. It feels like it's 48. So, Marilee says this will be the first Christmas that our older daughter and her family won't be here. They're spending the day with her best friend who lost her mom a few months ago. Yeah, hubby is paying for their dinner. I thought that that was the sweetest thing whenever you said that. And I have even told, like, Mark and Megan and everybody, and they're like, "Aw, that's really nice." Even Mark was like, "Wow, that's nice," you know? So, yeah, 48, yeah, 48 hours. Does anyone have the link to the Village so we can tune in? I will post that in my, my, community post, or if John's got it, he can post it here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure we'll think about something to discuss. I'm hoping John's gonna be able to be on there with me too. If not, if you're busy, I get it, but if you can be on there, I always do better when I've got my, work husband with me. So, it gives me somebody to bounce things off of, and he catches things that I don't catch, and I don't know. So, yeah, let's see, there was that. I have little notes of places I wanted to go with this conversation. So, yeah, I was saying that, that I grew up in a Christian household and that, we knew that Jesus was the reason for the season. If that's not how you grew up, no shame there. I'm not like shaming anybody. I love everybody's belief systems and how I respect it. So, but anyway, that's how I was raised. That's pretty much how I raised the girls. We had Jesus and Santa Claus right alongside each other. And, I mean, of course, Jesus was more important, but Santa Claus was more fun. Let's just say that. So we had, both. And I still think of it like that as an adult. I still get into all the Santa stuff and, all the cheesy movies and books and just everything. But I'm going to be honest, and this falls into one of those no shame, y'all. Don't be shaming me either. I really have been finding it hard. Yeah, there is the link. Thank you so much, Darcy's. Thank you. And John for putting it up there because he knows I get sidetracked. But yeah, I do my best to be there to support. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet. But yeah, now as an adult, and I don't know, I maybe it's partially too because I have such a problem with organized religion, so I'm not, like, in the church and, hearing all the stories all the time and all that. I still have that same, holding it as Jesus in my heart, but I have such a hard time anymore. not remembering that that's the reason, but just, like, celebrating that part of it. Like, um, I don't know, like, talking about it with the grandkids and everything. I find myself, "Are you gonna go see Santa? What do you want Santa to bring you?" And, you know, yeah, I'll ask them or I'll mention, that we celebrate that because of it's Jesus's birthday, which it's not, but I just find myself just not it's not as easy to keep it that. I think it's just so commercialized anymore, and we are just so busy trying to get all the gifts and figure out dinners and figure out travel plans, or if families are coming in, either they're gonna stay with are they gonna stay with us? Are they gonna stay in a hotel? What are they doing? It's just a lot whenever you are an adult, and I don't know. Sometimes I wish that we celebrated Jesus's birthday a whole other time than Christmas, because, I mean, that's not even really his birthday. I have a easy time with Easter, and of course, because and I mean, in Easter, there's the Easter bunny, but I don't have the trouble doing both, like, really doing both with Easter that I do with, yes, it is missing it's missing today's candle. I mean, apparently, you're supposed to, like, put them on the I don't know, like, you're supposed to put it on there and light it that day. Other things said you put them all there and then you just burn the ones that are, like, for today and the days behind, that have passed. I don't know. I'm a faux Jew. I'm a fake Jew, y'all. I need to really read up on it some, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it out the way I'm doing it this year, and then I'm like, "Please, please, just I don't wanna be insulting to anyone because it's absolutely not meant that way. I am absolutely meaning it as honoring." Yeah, ask our Jewish friend. Yeah, Jan, pipe up. What am I doing? Am I doing it wrong? We already had a disagreement because, like, I read that you put the candles in from the right to the left, but then I took that as being that you put them all in, but then it said that you burn them from the left to the right, but then I also read that you don't put them all in, you just put each day's in, and then I don't know. I am a mess with this, trying so hard. Oh, yeah. Okay, Jersey says you only put the candles on the menorah that you need to light. So at least I've got that part right. But I do have to do today's. So, yeah. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. But yeah, so are any of the rest of you all having problems with that? If you do, if you are Christian or, whatever, are you having a harder time keeping it about Christ and not just Santa and the lights and the, you know, presents and all that? Because I'm a hot mess about it this year. I don't know. I feel like that it should be easier because my grandkids are getting older and they know more, and so I can talk to them easy about it, but then at the same time, it feels like it's harder. Jan hadn't does hers. Yeah, just got home, hasn't lit hers yet either. I know, I usually do it before now because I know you're supposed to do it, like, or I read, I don't know anything, but I read that you're supposed to do it, like, before the sun goes down all the way or something, and the sun will probably be down by the time I get to this one, but I have tried so hard to follow the rules. Totally Jan or totally Jersey. I cannot even talk. Totally Jersey says, "For me, it's about family." Yeah, I think so too. I'm just trying to just, like, not be so hard on myself, like, not, if I'm not I know in my heart what I'm celebrating, but I just feel like that I've not been as vocal. But I've also just oh, they are lit at sundown. You're doing great. Okay, good. Because by the time I light them, it's usually right about now, so it's kinda gonna be sundown pretty quick. So, anyway, yeah. I, um I don't know. It's just been weird. It's just been a weird year. I mean, I'm coming to terms with the loss of my mom and I mean, and yeah, this is the 3rd Christmas that I've been without my mom, and for some reason this Christmas feels like the first Christmas. And so I also wondered, are any of you all struggling with grief at the holidays? Is it harder as we get older? We're not the kids anymore. We are the parents. We are the grandparents. Some of us have, gone through divorces and we're having to divide time. Some of us don't have children. And, you know, do you feel like, what do I do now? I mean, I don't know. Like have a friend's Christmas, right? I wish I lived close to all of my mods. If I lived like within driving distance to all of my mods, that would be so great. We would have some kind of big celebration for every holiday that came up because I'm telling you, I would rather spend time with my mods, other than my family, than just about anybody. I literally think about them when I wake up and I think about them when I'm going to sleep because that's they're my best friends. I love them. So, yeah. Anyway, so also there is the whole deal of the loss of the, magic of Christmas and the whole, Santa thing. And, you know, I think that even kids start to have a little less magic of Christmas once they get past certain ages and learn certain things and everything. And I think that that makes it hard to. Yeah. Can you imagine, Mayor, if we all got together? Ugh, we need to figure out a way to do that, like, I don't know, sometime or another, we need to meet somewhere that wouldn't be crazy outrageous for anybody. I know that you all in Canada, some of you would be harder for, but I'm all for going there myself. So, or maybe we could do a couple where, some of us meet and then some of us meet somewhere else or something. I just think it'd be great. But yeah, and I wonder, as parents, when you were parents and your children kinda lost the magic of Christmas, did that change how you celebrated? Or when you were children and you learned, and lost the magic of Christmas, did that change how you celebrated? I know I'm kinda talking in a circle, but I don't know. I don't think so with us when we were kids because my parents said that as long as we believed in Santa, that he kept coming. So I still believe. 59 years old and I am a firm believer in Santa, y'all. And fully expect him to fill that stocking with dark chocolate candy bars. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. Not too safe for some of us Canadians to go south. I get it, and I hate that. But hopefully that won't be for a whole lot longer. Maybe the world will go back to normal or this part of the world will go back to normal. It just, without getting too political, I am disgusted with so much that is going on right now. Absolutely disgusted. So, and honestly, that can be with both sides talking about different things. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. It's awful. So, another thing I wanted to talk about are some of the stressors that we have as adults that might keep us from enjoying Christmas like, so much, like money. It's expensive. Even if you don't have a large family, just even a small family can be very expensive. There's family dynamics. Like I'm not quite as worried. I mean, everybody worries about money. I'm not trying to be like I ain't worried about money. I am. I have a budget. I have all that, but I'm pretty good at sticking to it. And so, but the family dynamics, it absolutely guts me at Christmas that I'm not close to my brothers. It absolutely guts me. If you had told me this just a few years ago, There is no way, no way I would have thought that you had a brain in your head to make that kind of a comment, you know? It just never dawned on me. I was extremely close to both of my brothers, and I don't talk to really either one of them now. One, I really don't talk to, haven't for years, and I didn't even send him a Christmas card this year, and it was hard. But I have sent one for probably the last, gosh, 15 years and not got one back. Not got a phone call, nothing. So, yeah, I didn't send it this year, and I have to I'm beating myself up over it, and yet I'm not gonna do it. I'm I'm just making myself not do it. The other one, I talked to him, I mean, we we never go a year without talking, but we do go months without talking, and it is very stressed when we do, and it's all over politics. It is, he loves Trump, I hate Trump, and it has divided our family. It That's why I really, not the reason, but I kind of get it in a way, how Scientology, how they disconnect, because somebody leaves Scientology or whatever, and they tears their family apart. Trump has torn my family apart, and I can never forgive him for that, and I'm sorry if that is too political. It is not meant to be a political show, but that's the truth, and it is what is stressing me right now at Christmas, is that a person that we don't know, he doesn't know we exist, but he has torn my family apart or been the catalyst to tear it apart. So I'm wondering if anybody else is out there and, having family dynamics that are, you know, making it hard, kinda deal. So, John says, "It changed for me when the kids grew up and moved away, but you and my other friends have lit the spark again for me. I'm more thankful than y'all can ever know." Aw, John, thank you. It's kinda the same for me with you all, because my kids have their own ways of doing things. They have other sides of the family to celebrate with, and so we kind of, try to do the maneuvering of that, but I can be the my most authentic and honest with my friends on here, and that is something that I will never take for granted, and I just I love you guys. Whenever I say I love you guys, I mean it, and I do love my viewers. Those of you that are here on any kind of a regular basis, I do think about you a lot. Like, I'll wonder if I don't see you for a while, I wonder, did I make them mad or are they okay? My first thought is I hope they're okay. But then if I see you somewhere else and it changes to, "Ugh, did I make them mad?" And I start thinking, what did I talk about that would have made somebody mad? So, you know, I yeah, I have a lot of problems with being afraid people are going to leave me. So, oh my goodness, yeah. I almost need a spreadsheet to remember which siblings aren't talking to each other, and I talk to all of them. Well, good for you. Yeah, it's easy for me because, it's just me. I lost my sister in '96. She would be right with me as far as politics. So, I have the 2 brothers, and so it's easy for me, but I get it. But then there is the extended, my brother's wife and I just don't get along, and I know that it's because he has probably, described and said stuff. I get it. She's being loyal to him. I'm not angry, and I'm not angry for him at him for talking to her because that's who he's supposed to talk to. but she has she has children that are or they're grown, but, I would love to have relationships with my nieces and nephews on her side, and I really don't, and even my relationship with my brother's sons are, it's stretched, it's not like it used to be. So, yeah, I now my sister's son, I mean, he was 2 when she passed, and I'm still very close to him, and I'm close to Mark's family. So it helps, and it helps that Mark has sisters because it's like a sibling group that I can kind of be part of, and so it helps. Jersey says, "Don't beat yourself up for not sending your brother a card. Sometimes you need to set boundaries with family." That's kinda where I'm at. I'm like, I am done. I feel like that I have begged at time literally have begged for some kind of fix, I just want it fixed. And honestly, it started when my dad died, and I think it started with my stepmother. I think that she said some stuff like she said, I mean, this is a hard time of year because my dad died on New Year's Eve. So I'm always this time of year thinking about him. But anyway, so my stepmother in front of my dad who was laying dying said, "I've talked to Susie and assured her that she's going to get exactly what she deserves in the will and blah 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 blah." I had never asked. I had never had a conversation with her. I had 0 expectations of receiving anything. But she said that in a room full of family that didn't know me well. And so I'm just wondering what else she had said. So it was already kind of strained. And then it got worse when I got a divorce. He didn't even really like my ex husband. I don't know why it bothered him so much. But by the time I told him I was already dating Mark, what people didn't realize was that it had already been going on for over a year, well over a year by the time I started dating Mark. Um, I know it probably sounded like I left my husband for Mark, and that's not the truth. And even if it was, big deal, but it wasn't. And then things were kind of a little bit better, and then this whole with Trump hit, and that was just yeah. Gosh, y'all are being like my this is not supposed to be my therapy session. I want to hear from y'all. At some point, you just have to let go. I'm proud of you, my dear friend. I know it's hard, but you're doing the right thing. I think so. I think so. It just felt like the right thing. And so that's why I did it. It just felt like the right thing. Or didn't do it, I guess. So, aw. Susie is our rock. We never take her for granted. Oh, shoot, guys. You have no idea. I mean, you have no idea what they mean to me. Hey, Dusty, good to see you. Good to see you. So, Merry Christmas, Susie and Chad. Absolutely. Merry Christmas to you, too. I need to get with you. I'm wanting to get another tie dye shirt or two. So, I'm going to try to message you in the next few days. No hurry. So, it's not a Christmas present or anything. It's just something I want. So, anyway, I just want one of those with the emblem thing on it. I can't be in Clearwater, but I want to be part of the Clearwater crew. Yeah. So, anyway, absolutely. So let's see here. How about creating new traditions that fit you? So, I think that that's something that we struggle with sometimes, or I know I do. I always kind of felt like I needed to do the same thing that my grandparents did, that my mom did. And, I'm making changes and I'm allowing changes that I have fought against forever. Like one of the things that I have struggled with is to just let go of the reins of having Christmas and every holiday really at my house. I have always had the larger house. I don't now, but I used to always have the larger house. I probably still have more seating because I can cram a lot of seating into a small space. I mean, we got a big old L-shaped couch, 2 recliners, this chair that I'm sitting in now. I've got others that I can bring in that round it out and have people have places to sit, but plus the dining room and the bar and just everywhere. The porch has, like, 6, 7 different seating areas on our porch because it's like a wraps around 2 sides of our house, the front and one side of our house. So, yeah, and if it's, like, in the 70s this year, like they're saying it's gonna be, I'm used to being able to have everybody here, but I've let it go. Just I'm letting my daughter take that reins because that's who will take it at some point. And I'm like, "You know what? I don't have to hang on to that. I can let her have it. She enjoys it." So, yeah, I'm wondering if any of you are making changes like that too. So, Totally Jersey says, "I haven't lost any family to politics, but I've lost a friend, and my brother has lost 2 to the current state of politics. It was very hard." Absolutely. And the thing is that, you know, I have to remind myself too, and I don't know your situation. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying I get it, that in my situation, it's because I don't like Trump, but in other situations, it could have been because people didn't like Biden or didn't like whoever, right? And so I know that it's not just one-sided, and it's just sad to me that we have become so divided by politics that we let that get in the way of family and friends and just all that. I mean, my son-in-law likes Trump, and I was just at their house just a little while ago today, sat there and laughing and cutting up, and you know, we are very close, very, very close, and we just don't let it have any we just don't let it do anything, but some people do. So, Darcy says, "I have to listen to my second cousins with their politics, and I don't know why they need to talk about it on the holidays." Amen. Amen. A couple of years ago, probably the last time my brother actually, probably 3 years ago. I don't know, maybe more than that. I think it might have been, like, a long time ago. It might have been when Trump was running the first time. I don't remember, but I put a sign on the front door that said, absolutely, how they'll have no solicitors? I had this, it said "No Trump" with the circle with the line through it, and I said, "I mean that. That means you." I didn't put who, and we had 30 people here, but my brother was the one person that got mad. And I'm like, "Why?" Because I don't want anybody to fight on Christmas. So, yeah. So Marilee says, "We've created new traditions because we share a house with son and his family. We have special breakfast, yum, with the 4 of them." That sounds great. My mom had got to where the last several years that she was alive, she would make breakfast and we would all go up there. But there's so many of us and so many kids and everything that it got to where we would have breakfast, and then that would put us so behind on opening gifts and everything, and then it would be time for, because we do a Christmas lunch usually around 1, and so it was hard to get everything in, you know, 4 to 6 hours, and then the rest of the day, there wasn't anything to do, and so we've kind of, since mom's been gone, sorry, mom, we've kinda stopped doing the breakfast thing and just, like, everybody kind of with your own kids getting, get your Christmas morning stuff done and then all meet together and open gifts. We've been doing the kids' gifts and then having lunch. And then while the kids are off playing, then all the adults open their gifts. And that seems to work out pretty good. So that's completely different. And I don't know, my mom would probably I wonder if she's up there being like, that is not how I did it. And but I think she'd be okay. She just as long as we're still getting together, she would be happy. So yeah, I agree with this. It does help Canadian politics because we have 3 main parties. I am a firm believer this is what I say, and then I'm gonna kind of try to get off of politics. But I think that we either need 3 solid parties, not like not like Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, which is never really all that solid, you know? And either that or none. I'm actually more in favor of none. I think that if you're running for anything, I don't care if it's dog catcher, that you should run on your qualifications and your thoughts and beliefs and policies and all that, and not what some greater, you know, Democrat or Republican or whatever thing says. I want to know what you're going to do. And so whenever I had the newspaper and I would interview candidates, they'd be like, "Well, as a, Democrat, blah blah blah." And I said, "Whoa, no. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I want to hear what you think, not what the Democrats think or the Republicans think or whatever. I want to know what you think." Some of them didn't like that. Oh, wow. My youngest brother had to unfollow our cousin on Facebook over politics. That stuff happens and it sucks. It absolutely sucks. And see, this is what I'm talking about with, with the adult end of Christmas is that politics I know I try to stop, kind of shy away from politics for the most part, but that's like arguing over politics. I don't want to argue over it. Admitting that it does have a place in our lives and plays a part in our lives and often I see the clocks and often, causes us issues and pain in our lives. That's adulting is what I think. And it sucks, but it is adulting. So anyway, so yeah, I was kind of telling you how some of our new traditions are. That was the last thing I was really going to talk about was what new traditions are you starting? Are you having to turn it over to a one of your children or another family member to have it at their house instead of, you doing everything? And mine was driven by chemo, honestly. I finally turned it over last Christmas when I wasn't capable. I couldn't have done it if I mean, I did want to, and I knew I couldn't. In fact, the year before, I turned over some of it, like, we ate at my daughter's, but we did gifts here, and so I was still hanging on. But last year, we even catered some of it, and I said, "No, we're not gonna cater it." So we now do Mexican food on Christmas, and we've just kinda decided to make that a tradition. So I gotta get the stuff this weekend because 'cause I'm gonna make, we're gonna have a taco bar and all the trimmings with that, but then I'm gonna make some enchiladas. So Mark wants me to make tamales, but I'm not doing it. I just don't have the energy. They're not easy. It takes a lot, I literally cook my because I make, chicken, and I cook that for 2 days, just really low and really slow, and it is so good, but I don't have it in me this year. I just don't. Yeah, I only chat with Facebook friends that I know they believe in the same way I do. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, it's hard when they go on and on. Absolutely. Well, guys, we're right at an hour and I'm getting the little clock signals. I've got to go get a few things done before I come back on with Indigo Twin. And I am really, really looking forward to that. We're going to talk about her abilities as a medium. And I wanna know everything. Again, I don't have any notes because I'm just gonna fly off the cuff and just ask questions, and I want you all to ask questions. So please come back in an hour for that. I think it's gonna be very, very interesting, and, I'm gonna see Mark will be home by then. I'm surprised he's not. Oh, he was gonna stop at the store. I forgot about that. But, yeah. John says, "So Mexican, I am so there. I wish you were." We'll have to see about that sometime, honestly. We'll have to plan that sometime, or doesn't even have to be Christmas, but we definitely need to plan that sometime. So I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I thank every one of you for being here, and I'll see you in an hour.
Hope you enjoyed the show, so glad you were here. We meet here most days, we're but first coffee and you're welcome here. We talk about hard subjects, but we also laugh a lot. If you have a loss or win, we will cheer for you. We're but first coffee and you are safe here. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all. You don't wanna miss a show, because this is your home to y'all. So hit those like and subscribe buttons, notifications set to all.